Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, or good morning, wherever you are joining from. So, we have a rocket launch, but not just any rocket launch. This is a privately funded mission to the ISS. So, as you see behind me, we have SpaceX's live stream already going up. So, this is a rocket launch for SpaceX and the Falcon 9 Dragon. And basically, yeah, it's a private civilians going up to the International Space Station. I think they're going to spend a couple weeks up there, if I remember rightly, something like that. So yeah, this is after the first Axiom-1 mission, which was quite cool. That was December, I think that was. I can't quite remember. But yeah, so I'm now going to chuck their sound on. They are just interviewing a bunch of people. There are going to be 2 Saudi astronauts on the mission. They're going to be the first Saudis to go to the International Space Station. So yeah, right, we'll get to John.
Thank you, Sonia. And yes,
We love John.
A time where the energy is increasing, especially we're inside of 47 minutes to launch. Currently, the SpaceX launch director is checking with the Dragon mission director, make sure that the Dragon ground team is ready to begin propellant loading in just over 10 minutes from now.
Nice.
SpaceX launch director is also electronically polling the 7 members of the SpaceX launch team for their go to
Right,
load
we have
propellant and
2.
launch. Now, once we get that
Nice.
go, when we get green lights across the board here on the procedure, the launch director will then come back and make a series of announcements.
Nice. Drink of the day today
The control room, what to do during
is
the
a bit of
countdown,
alcohol.
as well as,
So we got some
protocol
Strongbow
for
dark
launches.
fruit cider. So that is
Coming
my
up
drink
on
for
46
today.
Minutes. They're continuing to get the goes from the team electronically. We're waiting to hear the launch director give those instructions. That ought to come within the next minute.
Nice. I'm just going to quickly
That will give the
update my
clearance
sub counter.
to retract
I don't know
the
why.
access arm. That will then set up for
Pause.
arming of the launch escape system, and that will take us into propellant load itself. That'll begin at T.
Right, here we go. We are going to update. You ready? So we got to go to
They're getting ready for their final directions.
552. There we go.
We've got the Dragon capsule, the crew access
Countdown
arm.
polls complete, and the team is ready for crew access arm retract, propellant load, and launch. Reminder for control room
Nice.
down for all operators in mission control and fire room 4. Both control rooms will go into lockdown at T-minus 45 minutes, which is now, and remain in that state until the launch escape system is disarmed. All
Very
operators
cool.
remain at their console and maintain a sterile cockpit until MD confirms successful disarming the launch escape system following orbital insertion or propellant offload in the event of a scrub. Reminder on hold and launch escape protocol. For non-urgent no-go conditions, brief CE or LD, they will approve aborting the countdown. For urgent issues affecting the safety of the operation, operators shall call hold on the countdown net. Launch control will abort launch immediately and proceed into the launch abort auto sequence. T-minus 10 seconds, launch control will be hands-off and relying on automated abort criteria for the remainder of the count. Finally, operators shall advise launch director whether structural breakup or fire is imminent or occurring for Dragon manual escape flight rules.
Ooh.
Finally, regarding leak-through on the first stage ACS isolation valve, we will manually monitor the pressure in the manifold. Stage 1 will assess and at T-minus 35 seconds indicate whether the pressure rise is within the predicted range. If it is not, stage 1 will call a hold on the countdown net. Are there any questions?
Is the pointy end up and the flamey bits down?
Launch control, you may proceed with arming the crew arm for movement.
Nice.
We're go to proceed with
Crew
propellant
access
load.
arm retraction has
And the
started.
crew access arm, Kate, is going to begin retracting. We're getting into that next dynamic phase where a lot of events start happening over the next 10 minutes.
Let's go. So yeah,
Now, while we wait for the arm to
Oh.
begin moving,
he's going to start
currently
talking.
Falcon 9 Dragon continue to be go. Obviously, we've completed the pull. The range continues to be go for launch.
Oh, look at the Starship Tower. Oh, wow.
And there goes the arm.
That moves quite quick.
From on top of the fixed service structure.
See,
And the
look.
weather continues to be acceptable for launch as we get ever closer.
You see all them, like, staged bits of, like, a crane next to the Starship Tower.
The camera inside the white room.
That is quite cool.
Arm moves away from Dragon.
Oh. That don't sound healthy. Needs a bit of WD-40. So, all these pipes here, you'll see all the pipes down the bottom. That is for the water deluge on the... for the Falcon 9. For the 39A actual launch stand. I wish it would show us now a bit more. I want to see from this camera just here.
The clock continues to tick down. We're now at T-minus 42 minutes mark on the dot.
Crew access arm retraction is complete.
As you just heard there, the access arm is now completely stowed. It is now in the launch position, of course necessary in order to clear the way for Falcon 9 to lift off. Now, next up, we'll hear the call out that the launch escape system is going to be armed, and from there we'll hear that Falcon 9 propellant load will also begin.
Dragon, SpaceX, you are go for Section 6. Close visors and arm launch escape system.
Ooh. Oh, there's a bug around it. Is that yeah, there is a bug. That's a big bug.
We saw our AX-2 crew members exit the brand new suit-up room located in the Falcon support building just about 3 hours ago.
Damn.
They also got their tablets.
SpaceX Dragon. Visors are closed and we're arming the launch escape system now.
This is gonna be crazy.
Those tablets provide them with all the information they'll need for the mission. You see them attached to their left legs.
Yep,
Shortly after
there,
that point, the crew
there,
took one last ride in the Tesla,
there and
launched
there.
Pad 39A, ascended the fixed service structure, signed the white wall, and ingressed into Dragon.
And they did the
Getting buckled in, the spacecraft
lean
hatch was closed.
upwards, do they always do?
Technicians cleared the pad, leaving just the crew members inside the Dragon vehicle.
Joe, one day someone's not going to do the rocket lean, and everyone's going to be like so angry.
Which is a system that basically gives the crew options, a pathway to safety through all phases to orbit. You know, we take every...
Hey, there we go, it's armed.
We take every measure possible to ensure that the crew has options. Safety is paramount. So there we just got that confirmation that that
Paramount Pictures
is now armed. So let's take a look at the teams that are actually working together to make sure this mission is a success. SpaceX is operating out of 2 control rooms today. There on your screen, a live view.
Wow,
of
look at
our launch
that.
Control in firing room 4 at Cape Canaveral. This team is responsible for monitoring Falcon 9 throughout the countdown and launch.
I would love
We have mission
to
control
get all
here
of
at
this
SpaceX headquarters in
in Hawthorne, California.
This team in mission control is responsible for close monitoring of the crew and Dragon every step of the way as the spacecraft orbits the planet along.
See, California seems to have a bit of a cleaner
On
setup.
console or headset, there are a number of key positions who are monitoring the health of the vehicle and crew. The mission director, that person is responsible for mission success, and they are in
Nice.
charge of the room. Today's mission director is Ken Gamerick. Other positions are focused on things like software, propulsion, navigation, avionics, life support systems, and communications with ground segments, as we've heard those kind of called out throughout the day so far. You'll also hear a specific person dedicated to communicating with the AX-2 crew. They are the Crew Operations Responsible Engineer, or CORE, C-O-R-E. Today's SpaceX CORE is Arthur Berrialt. We've heard him a number of times through the launch countdown. The SpaceX team members will also rotate and hand off coverage to ensure that we have people on console 24/7 for the crew and,
That's crazy.
and Dragon for the entire duration of the mission, including all the way through splashdown.
And for Axiom Space, the teams in Houston are utilizing Axiom Mission.
Hey,
control
Rich.
center,
Nice to
officially
see ya.
certified center. From the secure
Look what I'm
center,
drinking.
teams have live access to voice, video,
I have
and data
my,
from the ISS and can work alongside
Strongbow Dark
trusted
Fruits.
counterparts to run on-orbit operations and monitor every aspect of the mission in real time. This room
I
is
got
led
dog
by
hair.
what
I
we
don't know
call
how I got
Axel,
dog hair.
or the Axiom operations lead. And around the room are positions for officers responsible for research, communications, medical, integration and stowage, and timeline operations.
Stowage. I like that word, stowage.
Access to low Earth orbit, as it is
You have a
only the
milkshake.
12th
Oh,
segment
don't.
partner
I wish
for
I could
the
have a
ISS
milkshake.
program. And through this facility, we are enabling our customers and the global community a front row seat to the work being done on station.
Do you know something funny? These
We are now
monitors
37
that they had,
and 31
they are actually gaming monitors
from the second all-private
by,
astronaut mission to the
oh,
International
sorry,
Space Station, and the first
by Dell.
representatives from the Kingdom of
They're
Saudi
like
Arabia.
£800
Falcon 9
per
loading begin at
like
T-minus
monitor.
35 minutes.
It's
RP1
crazy.
fuel loading is underway on both S1 and S2.
Hmm? Oh, we've lost.
And LOX
Oh,
loading is
there we go, we're
underway
back.
on
Tanks will be venting for propellant load. Expect loud venting.
Expect loud venting. And it goes like,
With propellant load, let's check in with John I.
pretty much like that.
John Esberger here from the webcast desk in Hawthorne, California. SpaceX
Hawthorne,
headquarters.
California.
37 minutes, counting down. We have completed the go-no-go poll for propellant load and for launch. Just heard
Nice.
a call out. They are now venting down the tanks. That's one of the steps in propellant load.
Let me get the mouse out the way.
Occur at T-minus 35 minutes. when
35
propellant load will
minutes,
physically begin
damn.
onto the vehicle. Now we'll start with RP1.
Oh, we got
fuel
4
loading
votes.
on
Well, hey.
both the first and second stages, and we'll be loading liquid oxygen onto the first stage of Falcon 9.
Right, guys, while we're waiting, how long till the launch? 36 minutes, Martin. Not very long. 36 minutes.
It uses a monomethyl hydrazine called MMH. That's the fuel.
MMH.
Dragon. And nitrogen tetroxide, or NTO, is the oxidizer. Together,
Nice.
these propellants feed the
I got a
engines
bit of
that
alcohol
keep the
tonight,
Dragon
mine.
in orbit,
My
as well as the 8
Strongbow
supercritical
Dark Fruits.
engines that would power the launch escape system in the case of an abort scenario.
Do you know what? I would love to see a pad abort. I think it'd be so cool.
Begin fueling on the Falcon 9. That means right now that those 8 supercritical engines
Yeah, it gives you
inside
gives you
Crew
time
Dragon
to get in bed. Yeah.
needed to launch the capsule away from
Hope
the Falcon 9 rocket.
bingo was good for you.
Should there be any kind of an emergency,
And you might
associated with
notice
rocket,
the green
wherever
screen
it's
is a lot better
at,
now.
35 minutes,
So
18
I've
seconds
fixed
down,
it.
everything
Um,
continues to lift
I had a
up
few
for
problems
Falcon
with it.
9 and Dragon.
Thank you, John. On the
Uh,
AX-1 flight and during our launch broadcast,
I think
for
actually
there was
this
a
might
special
work.
emphasis on the Trish
There we go. Look,
research
it's
effort
much better. My head's a little bit
Translational Research
funny,
Institute for Space Health.
but like
As the nation's
most of it
has
is
started.
working now. Yep. There we go. We're back to normal.
Okay, it sounds like the propellant load has started.
Nice.
As for Trish, as the name suggests, this is a broad effort aimed at ensuring we understand and are preparing for human health beyond our home planet. This is an effort that NASA astronauts and private astronauts can both participate in. Naturally, life just a few hundred miles above Earth poses some unique challenges that we're still unlocking the secrets to even after 60-plus years of humans in space.
Trying to
Here
find
is a
something.
bit more on the progress made during
Where is it?
AX-1 and what's ahead for our participation in this critical research effort.
Thank you for joining us, Dr. Fogarty and Dr. Yerkeda from TRISH, the Translational Research Institute for Space Health. Let's start with an easy question. What exactly is TRISH?
Yeah, she just said it, didn't she?
It's a consortium between Baylor College of Medicine, MIT, and Caltech.
Oh man.
We are funded by NASA to relentlessly and innovatively solve the risks for human space exploration and use a variety of tools to get there, including commercial spaceflight.
What are the goals of the research being conducted for AX2 through TRISH?
That is a great question. The research that we're conducting on AX2 has been highly prioritized to solve the most important risks for human spaceflight as we are planning to go back to the moon and going to other planets. So all of these projects have been custom made and designed to be easy to collect, to take the least crew time, and to take the least mass, power, and volume. And an example is this kit that I have here. We provide one of these to each of the crew members, and it includes most of the hardware that they need to collect physiologic data, sensors.
Is that like a heart rate monitor or something?
Space, some surveys,
The
and
watch.
also how the physiology changes in space. So all of these have been again customized for commercial spaceflight.
Talk to me about the framework for this research. How is this set up to enable new data for new flyers?
Yes, so the Expand program at Trish has two main elements to its framework to accomplish.
Yeah, I don't know whether to put will it go boom.
Measures, which have been harmonized with
because you know, we don't want anyone hurt.
The same type of data on every crew member, so we can compare across people, across different missions to really maximize the value. And then we
actually, is this booster a reused booster, or is it the same?
The questions we have about spaceflight or the risks have hypotheses
is it a new one?
And we get to test them.
What is the risk to those of us on Earth? I mean,
have a look.
Some of us are maybe never going to be leaving this planet. Why do we care about this kind of work? Dr. Fogarty, Dr. Yukeda?
Right.
Yeah, this is where things get really exciting. So due to the constraints of spaceflight and the complexity, we have to be really focused on creating integrated
AX2 mission,
and holistic solutions.
SpaceX.
We can't have individual solutions for every problem. Those constraints create a really ideal environment to bring things back to Earth.
Wow, it's not even taking me to SpaceX's website.
We believe that these are going to increase healthcare equity, the access to healthcare and the quality of healthcare, which then results in improved health outcomes.
SpaceX.
How does this mission, AX2, add to
there we
the
go,
range
SpaceX, right, launches.
That's a great question. In the last 61 plus years of human spaceflight, roughly only 650 people have flown into space. And if we look at the diversity of these,
right,
mostly
so
are male, and what we're seeing with commercial spaceflight is
the Dragon Space craft supporting this mission previously flew Crew 4. So Crew 4 were previously on this. Following stage separation. Oh, it's a return to launch pad. Oh, awesome. So we get boost back burn and all that. Is it a new... I think it's a new booster by the look of it.
Thanks so much for joining us. I look forward to watching the launch with you.
Oh, wow.
Seeing the
okay.
Return
this is quite cool. Let me see if this works. You can actually see, if you look to the left,
just under 30 minutes from
to the right even. Can I even change that? You can actually see where the ISS is and the Dragon.
We asked teams to record some words.
That's quite cool. So it's going to go up there, around, and it'll catch up with the ISS. That's quite cool.
So many people around the world. To me, it's been so impactful to see a woman like yourself
nice.
Great strides in exploration and achieve so many different types of
oh, actually, there you go. So we're going to be landing back down on the ground.
all the way to the ISS.
Oh, that looks sick.
Peggy, Kelly, and Delta here. We just wanted to let you know that we're cheering you on. We're so excited to watch you launch. You're an inspiration to women and girls around the world, and you've been a personal inspiration to me and my own.
Oh, get the tap by bug.
We're so
go away.
to watch you launch, and we'll be cheering you on here on Earth.
Go, Peggy, go AX2.
Oh, I so want that little jumper thing. That's so cute.
John, aka Loki, to Ali, who is also known as Slayer, and then to Rihanna, our very own ray of sunshine. Wishing you an amazing launch.
Man.
That's a smooth journey to the ISS. Ad Astra AX2 crew.
Thank you, Peggy, John, Ali, and Rihanna, for inspiring the next generation of astronauts.
Mate, he doesn't seem like he wants to be there.
We are so proud of everything you've accomplished, and we're excited for your successful journey home.
Send us a postcard.
Just wanted to say
Oh, that's
we're
cringe.
super excited for all the groundbreaking researches you guys are going to do. We're rooting for you, and good luck.
The marketing team has been proud to support AX2 mission. Godspeed, AX2.
This is the Portable Life Support System team. We are very excited about the AX2 mission coming up and wish you all the best.
We're very excited for you guys. Y'all are such an inspiration, and we're rooting for you all the way.
Oh, Isa.
We wish you a safe and successful mission.
Nice.
Congratulate the AX2 crew. Thank you so much for
that's all Isa.
the inspiration, and we wish you the best on your
No.
journey.
Is that?
AX2 crew, we're proud of you and good luck.
Hey AX2, all of us in avionics wish you safe travels. And
Yeah,
lots
this
of
is
fun.
all.
Godspeed.
This is the Environmental Controls and Life Support Systems team at Axiom Space. We're super excited about the AX2 mission and
Nice.
the best of the crew.
AX2 crew, we are so proud of you here at Axiom Space. This
Mate, there's a lot of people that go into just this, isn't it?
Godspeed and Ad Astra on this groundbreaking mission. From human resources to you.
We're sending all of our support to you guys from here in Axiom headquarters, and we just wanted to say congratulations on the AX2 mission.
Hey, this is Ryan Lee from the team, wishing you and the AX2 flight all the best.
Oh, that's funny.
Godspeed, guys.
That's me at work. Getting roped into something I don't want to do. Mate, could you imagine wearing that spacesuit?
John, Ali, Rayana, I look forward to seeing you flying in space and working
That's
aboard the
crazy.
International Space Station. I also wish you to enjoy your staying aboard for this another Making History mission. We are all proud of you, and we wait for you on the ground, and Godspeed.
Oh, see, they can actually see this on their screens in the rocket.
And everyone behind the crew today, a lot of
That
really
was quite
exciting
cool.
teams out there. And a special thanks to Kelly Girardi and the Space Scout,
Oh.
Emily Calandrelli, both big STEAM education advocates who you just saw as well. They dedicate their influence to
thought
increasing
it's
literacy
STEM.
and interest in science, especially for young girls.
I was going to say, isn't it STEM, not
Emily
STEAM?
and Kelly are both moms to young girls, so it's safe to say that
Oh, well.
they have front row seats to knowing what is cool and inspiring.
Nice.
Now, speaking of front row seats, it's been feeling like we have one of our very own looking at pad.
I'm pretty sure that is a brand new booster by the looks of it.
And afternoon. Now let's take a moment to get acquainted with the vehicles that.
Oh, here we go. They're going to say it.
The Falcon 9 rocket with a Dragon spacecraft on top together stand at about 215 feet, which is almost 30 feet taller than the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy.
Pisa.
Falcon 9 is a reusable two-stage rocket, which means it's kind of like two rockets in one, the first stage and the second stage. The first stage is the bottom two-thirds of the vehicle.
So that's this bit here.
Booster is flying for the first time.
There you go.
You can think of it as
So it's a
the
fresh
large
booster.
bottom white portion and the middle black portion. So that's what we mean when we say the booster. The first stage is responsible for accelerating Falcon and Dragon through the Earth's atmosphere and into space. In order to do that, it has 9 Merlin engines at the bottom of the stage. Prior to liftoff, the Falcon 9 first stage is...
Stage 2 cryo-helium load has started.
Actually, and currently underway, is being loaded up with
That's
nearly
quite
1
funny.
million pounds of fuel and liquid oxygen. The Merlin engines on the first stage are optimized for sea level. They achieve 190,000 pounds of thrust during ascent and descent.
Dang, it's
The first stage
crazy.
accelerates the vehicle through the Earth's atmosphere into space and then separates from the rest of the rocket about 2.5 minutes into flight. From there, the first stage will head over to LZ-1. It will do what no other rocket,
Look at
what
that.
no other
Oh,
orbital
wow.
rocket in the world can do. It'll go right there, make its way back to Earth. Today marks the first time we are landing Falcon 9 on
See,
land for a crew mission.
technically
Previous
she's
crew
right.
missions landed on a drone ship stationed in the Atlantic
Because
Ocean.
it's
So, pretty
going to
exciting first
orbit.
for us today.
If it was
Landing back on land has a
suborbitable,
lot of benefits. For example, it
Blue
eliminates the need
Origin's
for our recovery
rocket
team
does.
to be stationed out at sea for days, and it improves our turnaround time to get Falcon 9 ready to fly again. Now,
yeah,
above the
it's
second-
going to be
the
on
first
the
stage is
bloody.
the second stage. The second stage has a single
What was
Merlin
it?
vacuum
It's
or M
that
vacuum,
booster
and that
is going
conducts
in
after the
like
first stage separates.
2 weeks or
The
so.
second stage is essentially a
That's
smaller
crazy.
version of the first stage, whereas the first stage is designed
I think it was going to be on the
power
Starlink
vehicle
mission.
out
I
of
think
the
they've
Earth's
dedicated it to.
atmosphere, and through the forces of gravity. The second stage is specifically designed to operate in the vacuum of space. The second stage powers the Dragon spacecraft to its targeted drop-off orbit. The Dragon spacecraft itself is capable of carrying.
Yeah, I've
up
got a
to
bit of a
7
dry throat as
passengers
well, love.
to
It's
and
not
from
just you.
Earth orbit and beyond.
I need more
But as
liquid
we've been seeing
refreshment.
with those views inside the capsule, today we're carrying 4 people. We have the 4 members of the Axiom-2 crew. It's the first private spacecraft to take humans to the space station and the only spacecraft currently flying that is capable of returning significant amounts of cargo to Earth. Like the Falcon 9 rocket, the Dragon
ISS on
spacecraft
track.
is also reusable.
Yes, I've
This
just
will be the second
seen
flight for this
on. I
particular,
have let me
Dragon spacecraft.
move my
This is Dragon Freedom
live
that
stream
the
stuff.
AX2 are flying in today. It previously
da-da-da-da-da.
supported NASA's Crew 4 mission in April 2022.
You can actually
Now,
see
we are awaiting our T0
the
coming up in just over 23 minutes from
ISS
now. The ground operations teams are doing
right there.
a series of system
There we
checks
go,
to
guys.
make sure both Dragon and Falcon 9 are ready
So
for
it's getting
launch.
close.
Let's take a look at what the ascent portion of the mission will look like.
Once we hit
It's quite cool,
T0,
actually. I do
we're
like
gonna
that they
watch
do
Falcon
that.
9 and Dragon lift off from historic pad 39A and make their ascent. Now, about 43 seconds into flight,
Oh.
Falcon 9's engines will throttle down to help pass through the period of maximum dynamic pressure on the
Let's
rocket,
move out the way.
what we typically refer to as max Q. It's worth noting once we hit max Q, we'll be going supersonic, faster than the speed of sound.
Dynamic pressure, we can
Oh.
throttle up our Merlin engines once again. From there, at about 2.5 minutes into flight, we have a series of 3 events that happen in rapid
There you go, I
succession.
can get back in there.
First is MECO, or main engine cutoff.
Which
This
is what
where
I'm going
all
to name
9
my
Merlin
next
engines will
dog
shut off in preparation
when I get
for
a dog.
stage separation, where, as
Oh.
the name suggests, that's where the first stage detaches from
I
the
need
second
to
stage.
take my
With the first
headphone
stage making
cable
its way
over.
back to Earth for landing, as
There
the
we go.
second stage continues on its journey with the third event.
That event is SES-1. The
Or
second
second
stage
engine
engine start
ignition.
number 1. That's where the Merlin vacuum engine lights up and propels the second stage. along
It
with our
looks so weird.
AX2 crew and
Like,
Dragon into
just
orbit.
that little tiny bit.
As Stage 2 heads towards its targeted drop-off orbit, Stage 1 will execute 3 burns in order to make its way back to Earth. The first is the boost back burn, where 3 of the Merlin 1D engines will reignite and then shut down.
It literally just
This helps to
cancel
head
out.
the booster back to Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, so it basically
The
just
second
cancels
burn,
out
or the entry
all
burn,
that
helps
forward
to slow the stage down in
motion
preparation for
and then
entry
propel it
through the
back to
Earth's
where it come from.
atmosphere. At
Just
about 90
mental.
seconds after Dragon gets into orbit, Falcon 9 will then land back on Earth. The landing burn will bring the vehicle speed down rapidly in order to land back on land near the launch site today, around 8 minutes into mission. I should say that actually happens about a minute prior to that second engine cutoff.
Yep, you're right, Kate. So as the first stage is back on Earth, the second stage will cut off its single Merlin engine that was ignited right after stage separation.
Crazy.
Once this happens, we wait for that all-important confirmation of a good orbital insertion. Then Dragon will begin its preparations and separate
See,
from the second stage.
now I
About
do
3
this
minutes
bit
after the second
in
stage
Kerbal
gets
Space
orbit,
Program
we all
2,
get that great view from the forward camera,
and it
showing
always
Dragon with its
changes
four-person crew drifting away
what my
from the
rocket
second
does.
stage.
Like, I always
Once
end up
Dragon is a
spinning
short
out of
distance
control.
away, it will begin checking out those Draco maneuvering thrusters to make sure that Dragon continues to increase the separation distance from the second stage.
The nose cone deploy sequence will initiate just before T plus 12 minutes and finish around T plus 15 minutes, which will expose Dragon's docking mechanism in
Nice.
advance
Stage
of
2
arrival.
RP1 load is complete.
Oh, there we
I
go.
have that call out there telling us that RP1 loading is now complete on Stage 1.
Just takes a little
now
bit
in
longer.
advance, or excuse me, on I think we heard actually Stage 2 there. Now that docking mechanism exposure will be in advance
Wouldn't trust
of
you in the
arrival to
rocket.
International Space Station.
No,
Now, with
I
that,
don't know what
let's
it
head over
is.
to Leah at
Like,
Johnson Space
it
Center
just
in
seems
Houston for another
to
update on how things are
do
going
a starship.
with
It just
station
seems to
preparation. Hey, Leah.
tumble, which you saw, Rich. My oh wow, there you go. So that's where the ISS is right now.
Function as expected
And it's just going to loop,
so the teams
loop,
have verified
loop.
the command path from the ground up through our constellation of communication satellites to the station. Everything is nominal. We love that word, and the station will be ready
Nominal.
to
we
receive
love
Dragon tomorrow
the
should they
word
launch
nominal.
tonight. Mission Control Houston is go for launch. Once the crew arrives at station, the Expedition 69 crew will be there to welcome the AX-2 crew on board. Right
69.
now, living at the station, we have 7 people. That includes NASA astronauts Frank Rubio,
Right, I'm just
Woody
gonna
Hilberg, and Steve Bowen, United Arab Emirates astronaut Sultan Al-Nayati, and Roscosmos
make me
cosmonauts
just slightly
Andrei
bigger.
Penyaev, Sergei Prokopyev, and Dmitry Petelin. Flight Director Greg Whitney is on console now, leading flight
What's mate
controllers on
eating?
the Orbit 3 team in Houston for launch, and Flight Director Marcos Flores will lead teams for docking tomorrow. A reminder that launch
Is that
today
like
will
a
take about
cup or
16
something?
hours to get to the station, with docking to the Node 2 Zenith or space-facing port scheduled just before 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Once Dragon is fully
Nice.
docked to the station, the teams here in
Oh, oh.
Houston will assist the Axiom Space and space station astronauts with leak checks as they work to open hatches on both Dragon and inside the station's pressurized mating adapter. We expect hatch open to take place about 2 hours after docking. That's it for us here in Mission Control Houston, and I will send it back over to the team in Hong
There's
Kong.
heart rates just behind her.
And all of
I
that
can
is
see
set
him.
to begin in just over 18 minutes.
Well, hey.
Right now. And I gotta say, the energy around here is certainly rising. As Leah just mentioned,
A bit like
once
the
crew
rocket will
launches,
be.
they will spend the next 16 hours in Dragon, catching up to the International Space Station. That time on orbit and in Dragon will feature a
Oh, look
variety
at
of
that.
tasks, including some planned photography, but about half of that time is scheduled for sleep, which the crew will absolutely need because once they reach the ISS, they have quite the schedule ahead of them. They will spend
Yeah.
8 days on station conducting a variety of science investigations and technology demonstrations, including radiation protection research, studies on how to create rain and how to enhance our understanding of
That's
dangerous
quite cool.
thunderstorms, as well as DNA research with nanomaterials and reprogramming skin cells to help create regenerative medicines. Wow. When they are not hands-on with research, they will be participating in numerous outreach events connecting with groups around the world. John, for instance, will use the station's ham radio to share a message with students. Beyond all that, Commander
That's
Peggy
quite
Whitson
cool,
has
using
assured
a-
us that each of them will carve out some time to simply pause and look down at the planet below as it speeds by at a cool 17,500 miles per hour.
I mean, I would
That was a
imagine
bit
if
of
I
a
were in
weird-
space, my face would just be up against the
Yeah.
window the whole time.
That would be me.
Just in the cupola the whole time.
Like, I would literally be just staring out the
Now,
window,
as we said before,
watching
we have
everything.
an instantaneous launch window. That means that we have 1 second. We're targeting 5:37 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:37 p.m. Pacific Time. So just 16 and a half minutes from
Stage 2
now.
lock load has begun.
Sorry about that. I have a bad cough at the moment. As Rich knows. Rich knows I've been ill.
The liquid oxygen is beginning to be loaded onto stage
Oh,
2.
man.
That will wrap up around T-minus 2 minutes.
T-minus
Now, as
2
we talked about the
minutes.
instantaneous launch window, because we are essentially chasing the space station, we're trying to catch up to it. It means that in order for
Yep.
everything to be precisely lined up in terms of how much propellant we're taking on board, and obviously we don't want to take too much because everything about space is weight. How much weight are you taking?
It's all about weight.
And so we want to optimize our path to the International Space Station. And yeah, so we basically have that instantaneous moment to take off.
All right, and that moment is coming soon. And as we approach the final
She took a
moments
while
of
to
our
say that,
countdown
didn't
to
she?
launch, Axiom Space CEO Mike Suffredini wanted to take a moment to reflect on this, the second Axiom Space mission.
This mission today is very meaningful for Axiom Space. It's a watershed moment because it's our opportunity to really start bringing the rest of the world to the International Space Station. We're honored that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is flying with us here today.
That's
The crew
crazy.
members flying are fantastic. They've done a great job in training.
So they're first Saudi Arabians to go to the International Space Station.
For him to fly. Of course, the commander's Peggy Whitson, and she's the first woman commander for a commercial mission. That's a big deal to us. I really don't think it's a huge deal to Peggy. She's flown so many times. This is, like riding a bike. But we're very excited for this crew, and we're looking forward to their mission.
That's quite cool.
So, we don't do this by ourselves. Axiom is a wonderful company with fantastic employees. They've done quite a bit of work to get to this point. The commander is one of our very own as well. But our thanks go out to the entire team that support us. Axiom done a fantastic job in preparing for the mission and the medical and all the work that's gone into getting the crews ready to go fly. SpaceX, with its fantastic, reliable Dragon spacecraft,
Oh,
Falcon
yes.
launch vehicle, have prepped the crew and the vehicle, and it's out on the launch pad ready to go. And of course, NASA, we can't do any of this without NASA, who has worked with us along the way, allowed us to have this opportunity, and will work with us on orbit. And of course, the investors. The reason why we get to do what we're doing as a company and build this space station and do these missions is because the investors that are with us along the way. So it's the entire team that has supported us and worked with us throughout this last several months as we prepared.
It's quite cool, I have to say, for a private, you know, company to be able to take another private company to the ISS is quite cool.
Here at Axiom, we wish you good luck and Godspeed.
Good luck and Godspeed.
Just under 13 and a half minutes, and everything continues to look good for launch of Falcon 9 and Dragon. Now currently Falcon 9 began
we are still tracking no issues on Dragon for today's launch.
Oh.
We have continued weather evaluations, and for your awareness, we are monitoring an anvil cloud that is moving towards LC-39A.
Yeah.
It's currently 5 miles away, and it just needs to remain outside of 3 miles for launch to continue. The weather officer is going to continue monitoring this cloud and will continue to provide updates to the launch teams.
Ho, ho, ho. So 5 of you have said so far you think it's going to launch, but potentially.
Just a reminder that for the Falcon 9 valve, the Falcon team is going to be performing that manual evaluation of the manifold pressure until T-minus 35 seconds. And if we do not pass those checks, the Falcon team will call a hold. If the evaluation passes, there will be no call made, and we will continue with the countdown. So again, at T-minus 35 seconds, following the manual evaluation, if we do not pass those checks, the Falcon team will call a hold. But if there is no call, we have passed the checks, and we will continue with countdown.
Damn. Right, quickly guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to like the live stream, letting YouTube know that I'm doing a good job on the live stream. It'd be much appreciated. And yeah, we are hopefully getting ready to go in just over 11 minutes. Let's go, let's do this.
Fuel loading is continuing on the first stage.
These headphones, I need to buy some new ones. They're so itchy. They are literally cheap. They were like £15 on Amazon. But they're so itchy.
But it won't wrap up until T-minus 3 minutes. Second stage just began a few minutes ago.
So I think that's that cloud over there. An anvil cloud. It's moving towards.
One is the thrust vector controllers.
Let's see if I can.
On the first and second stage engine. Move those nozzles. We call it TVC wiggles. Those will be done inside 10 minutes. We'll also be doing checkouts of throttle valves on the engine. Now the range currently is go. Air and sea space are clear. The weather. You heard the briefing from the Corps up to the crew. We're watching one anvil cloud. It's within 5 miles, but it's got to just stay more than 3 miles away, and we will be go to fly.
I'm trying to find.
Meanwhile, the Dragon team also
does the Met Office have
no issues. Everything
weather data on it?
The comm checkouts are finished. The access arm is retracted. The launch escape system is armed. The crew is strapped in and ready to go.
Live radar, here we go.
On final instructions of the crew, we'll hear that at T-minus 10 minutes.
Oh, here we go. I found it.
They'll get the last messages, and then we'll go into the terminal countdown sequence. Let's listen
here we
to
go.
the countdown net.
So this is actually live weather, and you can see.
Confirm crew displays are configured for launch.
How do we?
SpaceX Dragon, we can confirm crew displays are configured for launch.
SpaceX copies. And on behalf of the entire SpaceX team, we are honored to have you aboard Dragon Capsule Freedom today on its next trip to the International Space Station and the second Axiom crew mission. We wish you a great mission, good luck, Godspeed, and enjoy the ride.
Alright, so what is the time over there? So it's...
Let freedom fly.
Nice.
Hear the crew calling back to the ground, let freedom fly. We
So it's literally this big cloud here.
Everything continuing to look good.
That
We're
is
coming up on 9 minutes
the
to
problem.
launch.
Nice,
Next
right,
major
let's get rid
event
of
is
that.
going to be engine chill at T-minus 7 minutes.
Right, I'm going to end the poll in at T-minus 5 minutes, and I'm going to start the poll, the question poll that I always put
We
on.
will begin to flow a little bit of the super chilled liquid oxygen through the turbo pumps.
Let's go, let's
That is
go, let's
basically chilling the
go.
hardware, performing an engine chill prior to the full flow. We do that in order to help minimize the chances of the hardware experiencing any thermal shock when that full flow of super chilled liquid oxygen occurs.
Ah. Oh yeah. I keep thinking I've got
From the vehicle now, totally
a splinter
It is
in
that
my
liquid
finger.
oxygen just
One in my finger and one in the palm of my hand.
with the ambient air.
Stupid. Here we go. We are getting ready.
This is an opportunity. You know, we always use the word abort. This might be a chance to let everybody know that there are abort callouts in flight that we're going to hear. Those are just heads up to the crew that says should a contingency occur, there's different actions that'll happen at each various stage of the flight, when you're on first stage or when you're on second stage.
That's right. We should actually hear Commander Peggy Whitson calling those abort modes out as they are ascending and really getting to orbit. She is tracking everything on her, both her tablet as well on her leg, as well as the crew display.
You
above
got
her head.
such a lot to
She
do
is able
as a
to
commander.
identify at which mode they are entering.
Like,
and those
I would
modes
just like to
identify,
be like,
basically
you know,
where and what sequence
just
Dragon would take at
being
that
a
point in
passenger.
time during
I would
flight.
definitely not be like able to
We're
do
about
all
10
that.
seconds away from that engine chill for the first stage.
That would be crazy. Look at the Starship Tower on top. Oh man. Do you know what, when we eventually see Starship
Right on time.
fly out of here, we'll actually be able to see it as well.
Liquid oxygen and kerosene fuel down to the Merlin 1D engines on the first stage.
Not like it was at Boca Chica.
Coming up at T-minus 6 minutes
Lots of sand at
approximately.
Boca Chica, where
Here's the
here
announcement that fuel load
you will
is
be able to see
complete
it.
on the first stage. And one other comment: while we were hearing the briefing to the crew at the T-minus 10 minute mark, we also heard reference to a call out that may or may not be made at T-minus 35 seconds. Many of the
There's the
checkouts
cloud
of the
there.
Falcon 9 are done by computer in the last minute. There is one today
Damn.
that requires an
Stage one,
engineer
RP1 load
to
is
look
complete.
at some data. If, for example, that system had an issue, that would be called out at T-minus 35 seconds. Right now, everything continues to look good, though, on Falcon 9.
Damn, this is going to be nuts. Ah, I got a bug in here again. Oh, crud. Go away. Help me, guys, I'm getting
In the briefing
attacked.
that they are tracking an anvil cloud that at the time of the briefing was about 5 miles away from the pad. They are tracking it. It just needs to stay outside of 3 miles, so everything still continues to look okay on that front. The next call out
Could you
appears in
imagine
about 30 seconds.
we actually see a
Dragon has
booster
transitioned,
slam into the
to
ground?
the terminal count configuration.
Like, it's a brand new booster, so admittedly,
Basically an indication that the
it
Dragon
wouldn't be
spacecraft
too
has
much
taken
of a
over
loss.
the spacecraft's countdown.
Or would it? No, technically it would be a loss because the cost of building it hasn't been, you know, hasn't been reused.
At this point in time, RP1 is now
Oh man, I think that would be quite cool though, just to see it go bang.
continues on both stages. It'll wrap up at T-minus
Right,
3 minutes
I'm going
for
to end my
stage,
poll right
T-minus
now.
2 minutes for second stage.
There we go. End the poll. And we're going to go.
Are pressurizing for Trong Rec retract.
Pressurization call out. We are putting.
There we go.
pressurized
New
gas
poll
tanks
is up.
onto the stage in
Have a
preparation for opening
check it
up
out,
the fire
guys.
alarm that's around the top of the second stage. That'll happen.
Ah,
just
where's
at
my
about
mouse
the
gone?
T-minus 4 minute mark.
This is the only problem with having more than
10 seconds after that,
one monitor.
strong back. The structure
I'm going to
alongside
say
the
no,
Falcon
it's not going
will
boom.
recline just about two degrees away.
Because
We've
we
heard the call out
we
strong
not
back is
trust
distracting.
The Falcon 9.
Starts the sequence now in the ground computer to open the arms and recline that strong back about 2 degrees away. At liftoff,
Drop it down.
will then pull the strong back.
Let's go.
Position about 45 degrees away from the rocket as it flies out of the launch mount. See the arms opening up.
There
now
we go.
Around the second stage.
Man, that 40 odd minutes has gone really quick.
We'll be able to see that strong back retract just a couple degrees away from the launch vehicle. Upon liftoff, it will move back even further in order to clear the way for Falcon 9. Looks like we can start to see that movement now.
Nice.
This structure is what is utilized to horizontally integrate the vehicles while still in the hangar.
Let's
as well
go,
as
let's
transport
go,
them
let's
horizontally to the
go.
launch pad and then raise them to their vertical launch position.
Who's ready for it? Let me know in the chat. Are you ready to see a rocket take off? Oh, thank you for the love hearts, whoever that was. It doesn't tell me who gives out the love hearts.
Right on time. Stage 1 LOX load is complete. We're down to just loading a liquid oxygen on the second
Dang,
stage.
look at that vent.
That'll wrap up just after T-minus 2 minutes, at which point we'll have the million pounds.
Yes, you are ready, Rich. Nice. Let's go.
We can see the vehicle continuing to vent some of that gaseous, or the liquid oxygen that has now vaporized.
Dragon is in terminal count and is on internal power.
Here we go, guys. I'm gonna turn down my microphone and turn up theirs.
We have a live view there of the SpaceX team here at headquarters in Mission Control on the left-hand side, as well as the Axiom team from their own Mission Control.
Look, they're waving in the back. Oh! What the hell's that?
Dragon SpaceX for weather. Looks like the system has cleared, and we're looking like we're go for launch for weather.
Oh, the water tower's just filled up.
Information to the crew.
Dragon copy.
We're letting them know that it appears the weather is going to avoid the area.
Oh,
That is
wow.
great news indeed.
I was like, it's raining. What? How the hell is it raining?
Just waiting now for the call out. Liquid oxygen load complete on the second stage.
Mate, that was too funny.
Stage 2, LOX load is complete.
Nice.
Dragon is in auto idle.
Auto idle.
Ground gas closeouts, expect loud venting.
Oh, it looks so cool.
At venting, we're now bleeding off excess pressure in the strongback. That's what's giving that large white plume as cold gas meets the warm.
I'm quite
Florida
surprised
air
they
and
haven't said
condenses
about the
moisture.
water tower.
Coming up on 1 minute where the flight computers will take over the sequence.
So I'm
Let's
guessing
listen in
that's
to
where the
launch
flame
of
trench
Falcon 9
is.
With Dragon and the Axiom-2 crew.
So they've probably done the overfill to go to where the
FTS is armed, Falcon 9 is in startup and is now controlling.
Nice one, Mark. Yes, let's go. Oh, look at mate. Mate, he's just like, let's light this candle.
Dragon, SpaceX, go for launch.
Yeah, let's get in there. Oh, look at that. See, I was looking at this. The crane is staged
T-minus 30 seconds.
like it's ready to do something, but there's nothing there. Right, I'm going to go quiet. Here we go, guys. Let's go for it. It's gone quiet.
T-minus 15. T-minus 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
1. Engines full power. And lift off. Falcon 9.
Nice. Oh, wow. The deluge took a bit later.
Low Earth orbit. Ad Astra and Godspeed AX2.
I swear the deluge took a bit of time to come. Normally it starts before the engines. Nope. Come on, John. A bit louder.
T plus 36 seconds into flight. A great view of Falcon 9 heading to space.
Oh, mate, look at that.
Power telemetry is nominal. Stage 1 throttle down.
Power telemetry nominal. We're into the throttle bucket. The first stage is throttle down power on the Merlin engines in preparation for max Q.
My next dog after Miko.
Falcon 9 is super
Oh, look at that. Through the clouds.
The speed of sound as we're getting great views from the first stage camera looking back.
Oh, listen to that
Center
as well.
Complex 39A.
That
Stage
rumble.
Max Q.
We're out of the throttle bucket.
Stage 1 Bravo.
Copy, 1 Bravo.
We're at full power, and that call at 1 Bravo, that's another one of those abort modes. As we get higher and faster, the logic for Dragon, should a contingency occur, changes from stage to stage.
Impact chill is underway.
Nice. Oh, look at the
Chill announcement says we're
shadow
getting the turbo pump on the second stage engine
on the
in
cloud.
preparation for its light up coming up in just another minute from now.
So it gets to like 30 kilometers, then it starts arcing over. Oh, that looks beautiful.
Looking back, and you can see the contrail as we left 39A.
Yeah.
And the shadow of the contrail against the cloud deck.
That looks
Florida.
beautiful.
And we're coming up 3 big sequences and a view live of the crew inside Dragon. They're
Mate,
getting ready. We're
that's
gonna get
crazy.
3 events here. Main engine cutoff, stage
Stage 1 throttle
separation,
down.
and then we're going to light the second stage
Here we
engine.
go.
Load the throttle down in preparation. For
At least we don't have the cursed second. Look at the way the booster's got to go. Like, that's what it's doing.
2 Alpha.
There you go. Look at that. Nice.
Copy, 2 Alpha. And back ignition.
There you go. Now watch the booster on the right hand side. You'll see it just like power away and turn around.
Stage separation. We've lit the second stage engine. The first stage is into the boost back burn, working its way back towards Cape Canaveral.
Oh, come on, show us the booster. Thank you. It's almost like they heard me.
Who's on the left side? That's the first stage. Engines running as we come
Look
back
at
to the
that.
launch site or the landing site.
So
Second
there's the second stage over there. You can just see it.
Is we're powering the Axiom-2 crew into low Earth orbit on the
Look
way
at
to
that.
the International Space Station.
So that is now cancelling out all of its forward motion, and it's basically going
The boost back burn is
up
complete.
and then back down. Like, it's crazy.
Boost back shut down.
There you go. So now it's on a
On time. First
trajectory
stage completed, the
back
first of
down.
3 burns heading back to the landing site.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Second stage continuing on power and on trajectory.
Acquisition signal, Bermuda.
Nice.
Head northeast, the Bermuda ground station.
Dragon, SpaceX.
Do you know what, actually?
Trajectory nominal.
It's quite dark outside. We might actually be able to see it outside.
Nominal trajectory.
Hey.
Here's the call out of a nominal trajectory. So 4 minutes.
Wow, look at it going off.
Continuing to go well.
You can
First
really
stage heading
see
back, and
the
there's
second
crew
stage
on
going
the
off.
Second stage getting the ride into orbit to the space station.
That's crazy. Nice. There it is. That is it over there. Or was that a bit of ice? Might have been a bit of ice, actually. Oh, look at the gorgeous weather. Nice. Look at it.
Coming up, we're waiting for the next trajectory call out from the guidance officer.
Dragon, SpaceX. Trajectory nominal.
Love to hear
There you
those
go.
words,
Look at
phenomenal
that. That's what we like to hear.
Nominal trajectory.
And maybe even a little bit of excitement in the crew's voice. Commander Peggy Whitson calling back down, hearing that call out from GNC of a nominal trajectory.
I'm trying to figure out
Left side of
where the
screen, you
booster
can see
is
the first stage.
on this.
It's now beginning to orient itself so that the engines are pointed down towards the land as we will be descending towards landing zone 1 in Cape Canaveral.
Spirally bit.
Grid fins have all deployed. They'll help guide
Acquisition signal, boss.
They'll guide the first stage.
I
through
cannot see it
once
at
we
all.
get into the atmosphere, following the
Come on, baby.
burn, which will be coming up here in another couple of minutes. On the right-hand side, the second stage with the Dragon capsule on top, heading up the eastern seaboard of the U.S.
There's a
We
bit
just
of
heard the
oh
call
look,
out of
UFO.
Marston. That's the New Hampshire tracking station has picked up the signal.
Dragon SpaceX trajectory nominal.
And see, continuing to make those
So I'm pretty
calls
sure,
we want to hear.
like, it's
Everything
right
looks
down
good.
there.
And the crew echoing them right back down.
Somewhere around here, it's gotta be.
Good comms with the crew. We've been able to bring some live video shots from inside the capsule. As they're headed to
Nice.
space.
Let's go, guys.
And there's another view of the crew.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And there we heard that the startup burn for that stage 1 booster, you can see it
See,
there on the left-hand side
what
of your
I would
screen,
love to be
has
able
now
to see
begun.
it from here.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And conclusion of that entry burn.
I don't
that
think
burn
you would, being
helps to
200
slow
kilometers.
the vehicle down as it re-enters the Earth's atmosphere.
No, I don't think you would be able to
First
see
stage
it.
is high drag, which scrubs roughly 70% of the velocity by the time that
Dragon
that landing.
SpaceX trajectory nominal.
Oh, let's see. Is it going to get a bit bumpy on the way down?
Beautiful view of planet Earth.
See, oh wow, there it is.
Second
Wow,
stage
look
view
at
of the
that.
Right-hand side, left-hand side, our first view of the Space Coast once again.
Oh, she is a bit wobbly.
At LZ1.
Stage 1 transonic.
Here we go.
That booster
Oh,
is
look
traveling
at
near the speed of
that.
sound.
That tracking shot. If it was a bit more in focus.
Tracking cameras.
Wow, look at the vapor coming through the grid
You can
fins.
see the grid fins actuating to help steer the booster
Oh,
down.
look at that.
Stage
Oh,
1
man.
burn.
Stage 2 FTS has saved.
Standing by to
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Oh, nice. That tracking shot, though. Obviously, if there wasn't something in the way, that would have been awesome.
has landed back at LZ1. This is the first time that we have performed a land landing on a crew mission.
Yeah. Wow.
Coming up next.
That was
will
cool.
be second engine cutoff, or SECO, and that's where after that engine cuts off, second stage will coast for a few minutes until Dragon is commanded to separate.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
We're expecting SECO to occur in about 20 seconds.
Oh, man.
Shannon.
Copy, Shannon.
And that's one of the
Commander
recovery
Peggy Whitson
boats.
continuing to call out the abort modes.
Could you imagine if they had to abort, like, in about a couple of minutes' time? That would be off the coast of Ireland.
All right, on time shutdown of that second engine.
Nice.
Also confirming that the launch escape system is now disarmed.
Dragon SpaceX nominal orbit insertion.
There we
All
go.
right, and there's that call out. We can confirm good orbital insertion.
Copy. Nominal insertion.
Dragon SpaceX launch escape system disarmed.
We can see the crew playing with their
Dragon
harnesses
copy.
now that they are in 0G, which I think we just got a view of our 0G stuff.
What is it? Oh, they've got like a little Axiom.
Clearly the crew is having fun already. Right after liftoff, I think we heard a laugh coming from Commander Peggy Whitson, which, being a NASA legend and one of the most decorated astronauts of all time, it's amazing to hear that even a space veteran as she
Expected loss of signal, Cape.
still has fun.
Nice, I'm getting all the tweets now coming through. Whoa, it didn't go boom, guys. That is a bonus. That's good.
The next event that we have coming up at just around 10 plus 12 minutes is Dragon separation. That's where the Dragon spacecraft and trunk, so collectively referred to as the Dragon spacecraft, will separate from the second stage.
Oh, I wonder when the second stage is doing the deorbit burn.
After that separation, we will begin to deploy the nose cone. which exposes the forward bulkhead thrusters as well as the forward hatch. That forward hatch is what
Look at it flying around.
capsule utilizes to autonomously dock to the International Space Station.
That is so cute. Look at it. Look at it up in the top right. There you go. It's kind of like on a bit of string.
Going from left to right. Everyone's having fun, clearly. We have mission specialist Rayana Barnawi. To the right of her is pilot John Schaffner.
Nice.
Then we have Commander Peggy Whitson. And on the far right, mission specialist Ali Al-Karni.
That is so cool. See, if you notice, they're actually slightly losing speed.
On some of the harnesses, as well as the writing utensil for
You'll
their
see it. There you go.
tablets.
Drop down again.
They continue to play around with as they are experiencing 0G for the first time. At least we can say that for 3 of the 4 astronauts on board today.
That's crazy. Man, I so want to go on
We are
one.
standing by for Dragon separation, which is expected to occur in the next few seconds.
Come on. Here we go. Nice, look at that.
There you can see live on your screen that Dragon.
So this is the same camera they use to look at the Starlink
That's a
satellites.
really cool view. That's actually
See how that's turning.
Safe travels. A few words from our chief engineer as well.
See how that's turning? That's what mine does, but it just keeps tumbling.
Falcon 9 team, hope you enjoyed the ride to space. Have a great trip on Dragon. Welcome home to 0G, Peggy.
Oh, nice.
That was SpaceX Chief Engineer Bill
Good to be
Gersonmeyer.
here. It was a phenomenal ride.
Make sure you share the joy of 0G with your crew.
Huh?
We will do that.
I'm confused.
Already you can see
Oh,
Dragon
the thrusters,
Draco
yeah.
thrusters activating.
See, mine does that spin, but it just keeps going. It keeps tumbling. Even though I've got RCS thrusters on them. Oh, look at that. That looks so cool.
Dragon SpaceX. Nominal dehumidifier activation and surface section Draco checkouts. Nose cone deploy is in
I
progress.
love
and
that.
lights are opening.
I love that view. It looks so cool.
Dragon copies.
All right, great news there to let us know that the hooks, there are 2 sets of hooks.
Signal, Bermuda.
2 sets of hooks that are now disengaging. And once that is complete, we are able to deploy, open the nose cone.
So I wonder,
You should see that nose cone deploy in about a minute.
is the second stage just gonna like linger there for a
On the
bit?
right-hand side of your screen, from the Falcon 9 second stage, looking at the Dragon Freedom capsule.
Because they're both in
Of course,
orbit.
the crew on the left-hand side playfully
Nice.
acclimating to their new 0G.
So they turn the second stage around, so face it, retrograde, and they burn for a little bit. So they can then burn to get it
And I
to
love
go
this view. This
back out of
view
orbit.
is over the shoulders of Commander Peggy Whitson, who here is on the left-hand side, the left seat, and pilot John Schaffner is on the right seat here.
So I'm pretty
looking
sure
at what they're looking at. These are the crew display
that-
panels that they utilize in flight to track which thrusters are firing, what phase of the mission that they are in, as you can see, where they are around the globe.
Come on, show us the second stage again. I want to see if they're coming over us. Because I can't tell if they've come over the UK or not. It did look like it.
All right, as we can see, crew getting acclimated The nose cone hooks are in the process of being disengaged, so they are starting to open. And once that is complete, we are able to open the nose cone and expose the forward hatch.
So incredible. Well, today's launch is certainly one more for the history books, and yet the story is just getting underway.
Oh, it is coming over the UK.
Officially on their way to the International Space Station. How are things tracking there in mission control at Johnson
That was
Space
the deorbit zone.
Hey Duke, well,
it's over the UK.
Begun with Dragon heading toward the International Space
Oh,
Station.
I might have to go up on the roof in a second.
Axiom Mission 2 at 37.
Let me see if
the teams here at NASA's Johnson Space Center are going to be monitoring Dragon's flight to the International Space Station over the next 16 hours.
Garden.
Our role in this journey really kicks in at a period called integrated operations. This is where Dragon is much closer to the station. And at this point, NASA, SpaceX, and Axiom Space teams are all in lockstep to get the crew safely docked. The teams here are preparing
I think it's clouded over. It was
at about 9:30 a.m.
nice
Eastern
and
time tomorrow.
clear sky earlier.
We're going to begin joint coverage of that phase at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. But for now, that'll be it for us in Mission Control Houston tonight, and I'll be back with you tomorrow for docking. Back to you, Kate and Duke.
Yeah. Now, over the next 16 hours, Dragon will execute a series of burns to gradually raise and line up the AX-2 crew for docking with the International Space Station in what we refer to as activation and rendezvous phase of the mission.
Nice.
Now, in just a few minutes, the crew will get to change out of their spacesuits and get a little bit more comfortable for flight, and will enjoy their first meal aboard the spacecraft. I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun, the first time for 3 of them eating in microgravity. And then at 2 p.m. Pacific, they will get ready for a rest period that will last about 10 hours, 8 hours for actual sleeping, and a couple hours for pre- and post-sleep activities. And then before they arrive at the station, we'll have 2 potential opportunities to chat briefly with the crew on orbit. One later this morning around 11:10 a.m. Pacific, and one early tomorrow about 12:10 a.m. Pacific. While we're hopeful that one of these will work out, neither opportunity is guaranteed, as they are dependent on both crew schedule and ground station coverage. But if we're able to support, we'll make an announcement on our social media channels no later than 15 minutes before the event start time. But in the meantime, be sure to keep tabs on the mission at axiomspace.com, and you can also keep track of Dragon's flight on spacex.com/launches.
And even if we aren't able to talk live with the crew, we will continue to provide updates on the mission across our social media channels. And starting at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, 4:30 a.m. Pacific on Monday, May 22nd, we will pick back up with our live joint coverage of the AX-2 crew's approach and docking to station with NASA. Please keep an eye on Axiom and SpaceX social channels for updates, as there will be plenty of incredible moments to share with you over the next 10 days. And so, from all of us at Axiom Space, thank you, SpaceX. Thank you, NASA. This is just the beginning. And thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you soon.
Right, guys. I'm going to be 2 seconds. I'm just going to check out the door to see if the weather is decent. I don't think it is, but we shall have a look. Right, it is actually nice starry night out there. So I
meet Grandma and go.
Gonna
your go-to solution.
How do I get rid of that? Go away. Right, I'm gonna be actually, do you know what, guys? I'm gonna end the stream there, and then I'm gonna quickly run outside and get the see if I can get a shot. So thank you very much for watching, guys. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm Lee. Fly safe, land safer. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye. Have a good time.